Or that's probably my cue to poke some buttons and hit some things. And wait a minute, what's the other button we need to press here? That's the one. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll wait for the pretty to happy. There you go, the pretty's happy. Good evening. Welcome to another competition match of Hell Let Loose. I am your host, Noppers. The camera's up here now. I've just elevated a little bit tonight. It's very unstable though, so we're not talking about where it's sitting right now. I am sitting here in a suit and tie on a Sunday evening. I am that person that you don't want your dad to grow up into at my age. How's that? Sitting here in a suit on a Sunday night. Hey, but you know what? I wouldn't be anywhere else right now doing this stuff. This is great. And what have we got on tonight? Well, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, it is the opening night, for me at least anyway, for the seasonal. The Hell Let Loose seasonal starts right here, right now on my stream. There's a few other matches that have gone on over the weekend so far, but this is my first one for this first round of the seasonal, and I'm excited. I am excited because it's great to be back. It's great to be back doing this stuff for the seasonal in particular. Of course, yesterday I had an NRNS match that I streamed for TFK and ICF, and ICF came off 3-2 against TFK there, but it was a good match. Purple Heart Lane daytime. Well, tonight it's Purple Heart Lane night. So happy weekend to you, by the way, wherever you are. Lovely to see you. Great that you've joined me here. It's Purple Heart Lane night that we're looking at tonight, and in the background there you can see we're doing the little zooms over Purple Heart Lane at the moment, just to refresh you on how much water there is actually around this place and how many open fields there are. Now, the teams are just setting up as we speak. We've got about 4 minutes before official start time. Just seeing 40 to 45 at the moment, so they're just a few stragglers still coming in. That's fine. That's normally how it works. I'm solo casting tonight, so nobody's joining me, and I will, though, be having the second computer running. I will remember all of my sound stuff tonight and make sure that it doesn't screw up. Unfortunately, I did a few things wrong last night, but we fixed that. Less distractions this afternoon. Now, there'll be two screens, so there'll be my main screen, and then I'll have that top right corner going on there for the oversight thing. Little point of note with the foggy maps and the night maps, it's quite hard to see in that top right corner, so I'm going to adjust the style of that tonight a little bit just to get a little bit closer to the action. We're not going to see that broad panoramic as much above the points because it's just too foggy and things like that. So we'll get down nice and tight where we can. And that's on my laptop here over on my right-hand side, so I can sort of still talk to the microphone and to you guys in that way. But what can I tell you about what's going on here? So this is the seasonal. This is the first round of this particular seasonal. What are we calling it? The summer seasonal? I don't know. It's winter here almost in Australia. It's autumn at the moment, but you know what I mean. But there's a whole bunch of this stuff to the seasonal. I'm just going to pull up some of the things. So this is Group A. So there's 4 groups, I should have said, and you would have seen that in my intro video that I did just before. So there's 4 groups in the seasonal. There's the first set of 8 teams. Now we just whip across to the second one. There we go. This is the one we're doing tonight. Is Group B, and it's got Chimera versus Far. And a few of the other teams there I've actually cast for before as well, so it'll be good to see some of those. I'll probably do a few Chimera rounds again in this seasonal because I follow the Oceanic teams as much as possible. Here's Group C. The line in there, VLK I haven't seen before. Bays is new and Refuse are new to me. Pretty much all of those teams are new to me except for the line, so I'll be interested to see how they play out. And then, of course, there's a few here in Group D. Sesh, Golf, GBI, Circle, DC 501ES. I've cast for most of these folks in some way or another. All right, so that's all the different groups anyway, and that's how the structure works. But the one in particular that we're looking at tonight is this one here, which is the bracketing of folks through. Now, whoever loses out of this match goes down into the loser of B4 down there, and then they've got 3 shots pretty much, and then they sort of really getting down in the relegation zone down there, the lower bracket elimination games. So winners are grinners, of course, and they want to try and push forward. What happens at the end of all of that? Well, here's the teams that as they are matched up this week, just so you know. That's how they work there. And then what happens towards the end there is the playoffs. So this is the stuff that folks are trying to get to, which takes them all the way to the champion. So being the champion, of course. So that's the way it all works. I'll do this each week so you get a refresher on how it actually is running, so that you're not missing out and you kind of get to understand it as we go there. But for now, let's just drop that screen off, shall we? There we go. We're just looking here. We're 47 to 42, so still waiting for a few here for the Far team in particular. Chimera's mostly full up at the moment. This is a 49 v 49, of course. So, someone, yes, someone's asking a question. Yeah. What's up? There we go. Just got the FAR team asking me a question. Now, there is a translation issue there, of course, because I'm English speaking and they are Mandarin speaking, so it should be a bit interesting trying to communicate with them, and I'm just trying to find out what squad they want me to go in. All right, what else can I tell you here at the moment about this? Well, here's Purple Heart Lane itself. All right, and the 3 points across the middle there, as I said in the match last night, same sorts of things. You want to take the centre road early. That was certainly shown by ICF last night in that match, where they dominated that Carrington Causeway area, and of course then were able to sort of step out from there. They couldn't get past the Douve River though, which TFK shut them down in the Douve River area. So that was pretty good for them. All right, I don't know what squad they want me in, damn it. All right, but then the left and right side there, group pillbox and the flak battery there, pretty open areas again. Tank fire at long range, it is a night map, remember that, but tank firing at long range is going to be what a lot of this is about, and anti-tank guns. Saw quite a few of them getting played last night. I'm expecting a few of those tonight. Let's drop that off anyway. Just a little interesting side point here I wanted to bring up, because we just had the patch the other day and a new roadmap came out. So this is the roadmap for those that haven't seen it for the Hell Let Loose into the 12 months ahead. There's some exciting shit happening this year. It is a great year for competition for Hell Let Loose. There's a number of competitions but this is their roadmap for the year as well. So this is a game that if you've only just got into it and you're only just discovering comp for the first time, which I know we've got quite a few people that come along and say, I didn't even know there was comp getting played. Well, this is it, baby. This is where it's all about. There's 32 teams playing tonight, 49 people per team. Sorry, not tonight, but in this competition, there's 32 teams. 32 teams. So competition is quite good for Hell Let Loose. And this is one of about 7 or 8 competitions that I'm involved with. So, you know, this game's going places and it continues to do so. There's a few little frustrating things with it. I can talk about those, you know, at leisure. But it's probably one of the best games I've ever played in all of the first-person shooters I've played. And I've played just about all of them. So we are still waiting here for, and I'll get rid of that chat stuff. We're still waiting here for the teams. Looks like Chimera's almost ready to go, but we do not have all of the FAR players just yet. Now, throughout the match, you can see they're up the top on that screen. Chimera have got access above them, and FAR have got allies above them. So that's what they'll be playing tonight, is Chimera will be access and FAR will be allies. I'll just recheck that because mistakes have been made before. Let me quick look over here. Yeah, Chimera is access and FAR is allies. So I wouldn't want to get that wrong because it's a pain in the bum to change mid-match. I'm not seeing where they want me to go in the squads over here, so I'm going to have to keep a close eye on that. I'm just going to ask them again, what squad for streamer, please? There we go. So we're not too far off. That's what it's all about, though, folks. This competition is kicking off tonight, and it is great to see the number of teams we've got in here. There's a few new teams. So I'm kind of looking forward to seeing what some of those guys are like. They're just going to bring up that front page again there, and those, as I said, they're the teams. So if you know some of those icons there, of course, familiar from previous streams, familiar from previous competitions. The seasonal has been going on for quite a while, a couple of years as far as I understand. I haven't tracked it all of that time. I've only been streaming for just under 12 months. So yeah, that's but it is a long embedded competition, and I do have some information, of course, on the teams that are playing now. I'll talk about Chimera second because they're a team I've been streaming matches of theirs for most of the last 12 months in a couple of competitions. They're probably the team that spent the most amount of time in competitions from the Oceanic region. But let's go and talk a little bit about FAR, and I'm just going to move over here a little bit so I can talk better. The FAR team comes from China. Okay, so this competition is their first participation in a seasonal. They're a very united team, is what they've told me. I've asked them a few questions. Although their strength might mean to be as strong as some of the other teams, they will prepare carefully for each game. So they obviously put a little bit of effort into this, which is great to see. Their awareness and understanding of the game needs some work. That's something that they've highlighted there. And the competition is, they're not expecting to win it. They're expecting that they'll learn. Guderian, thanks. So Guderian is in that team. There we go. Thanks, mate.
Roger Squad. Who's Roger Squad? Let's have a look here. Quick look. Keep roll. Here we go. It's... Oh, God. I'm not going to be able to work out these names. It's got a little 7 looking thing in it. This is the trouble. I'm an English speaker. I don't know Mandarin. I'm sorry. So, anyway, the thing about the FAR team, and I'm just reading it off the other screen over here at the moment. There's a few folks in tanks that are reasonably good, he said, but their main infantry team is kind of where they believe their core skill set is. They are hoping to achieve Final 8. That's what they would like to achieve in this Final 8. That's all. And they do have a promotional video coming, but they haven't got that ready yet. So I couldn't actually stream that up tonight. So I didn't bother doing the Chimera one either. I would like to do both videos for both teams and not just favour one or the other. Okay, so that's the FAR team. That's what they passed on to me about their who they're about. So I'll be interested to see how they play tonight. I'm expecting that Chimera are going to be the favourites for this one because they did win the HCA Minors the other week, a couple of weeks ago. I streamed that one. If you didn't catch it, check out my... it's probably still in the VODs, but if not, it's on my YouTube channel. And then, of course, they've come runners up in some stuff and all sorts of things. So they're a very strong team at the moment. So they've made it up into the majors in HCA. So that means Chimera are probably the favourites by a fair way tonight against a fairly new team like this. But hey, you know what? Anything's possible. Chimera lost their first match, the first stream I did for them last year, or of matches that I watched of them, and then they won every other match after that and made it up to the majors in HCA. So, you know, who knows? So I reckon that FAR are going to learn quite a bit tonight. All right, and we'll see what they can do. Now, Chimera, let's talk about them very quickly because we have followed them for quite a while, as you well know. I'm just going to check also while we're waiting here to see what chat's going on here around their match. I think at the moment. So I'm just keeping an eye on chat to make sure I don't miss anything because we're still waiting here. 50 versus 44. So Chimera's ready to go. FAR are not. They've got 44 on the field, 43 on the field at the moment. So they're just 44 now. So they're just sort of sorting themselves out. So Chimera were a blend of AIF and HFKT, which I knew from the old days. And that was a pretty good blending in the end. I know a bunch of people didn't like that blending, and that was their choice. That's how stuff works. But it's turned out pretty well for them. It seems that they've gone fairly well in the comp scene. So they are mostly Oceanic, so New Zealand and Australian. I think there's some US players in there from memory, or American players, but they are Oceanic teams. So we tend to see myself and a couple of the Australian casters will follow these guys in matches just simply because they're from the same region. I am, for those that are new to the stream or are watching it for the first time, I am completely impartial. I don't belong to anybody. I have no favouritism towards any team. I wave the Australian flag, obviously, from time to time, but realistically, I'm just here to cast comp in a semi-professional manner and hope that you actually enjoy it. So that's where we're at. Still waiting here, folks. We're up to 46 players on the FAR team now. We've got to be getting close. Got to be getting close. I just don't understand why they are late. So there are some rules around the timing. So if they get to, I think it's 1/4 the hour, then they go with what they've got. That's just how it works. Because you can't sit here all night waiting for one team to sort itself out. But unfortunately, I don't want to blame teams because what can occur is that teams can't log in for ping problems sometimes. We look at I'm looking at the ping of the teams at the moment. The Chimera players are mostly in the sub hundreds. There's a few in the 200s, but most of them in the sub 100 area. Whereas the FAR players are kind of between the 1 to 300 zone. Now, having said that, the ping isn't that big a deal. I can argue this all day. I've played on the US servers where I've been over 300 ping, and I do just as poorly or just as well, whichever way you want to look at it, as I do on the Australian-based servers where my ping is only about 50 or 60 or so. I'm running 96 at the moment. This game, apart from a lot of other games, doesn't tend to bother me when it comes to the ping. I find that because you have to play smarter in this game than, say, your Battlefields and your Call of Duties, you can generally kill people irrespective of the ping that you're running. You know, I mean, you know, there's the gauntlet thrown down for chat to have a bit of a think about and talk about. Certainly, if you're up into the mid to high 300s, then you're probably gonna lose a few trades there. But you counter that pretty easily in this game by just playing smarter. I do believe that. I really do. All right, looks like, well, I'm not seeing anything here at the moment. Where's Cooler's Squad? Let's just have a quick look. I might just get in to Cooler's Squad. There's Dog Squad. Keep roll, and we'll jump on the map and we'll have a look and see what's going on. Oh, sounds like the timer's going. No, they're just, sorry, got excited there. Wasn't to be, unfortunately. That was just the case of jumping into the match means the timer just pinged at me. So I will just turn on the sound now so we can make sure we've got that squared away. And we might just get across and look at that main screen here with the guest point of view and make sure that's all running, because there'd be nothing worse than me sitting here talking for half an hour and suddenly finding it doesn't work. I've got a new header up the top there, as you can see. That's thanks to Jane, I think, did that. But it looks pretty good. I put the numbering on it and the icons and that. And so through the match there, as you can see up the top there, it will say that Chimera are Axis on the left, always blue, and far allies on the right, always ready orange. Now, the other bit that I talked about before, where is it? Wait for it. Point of view's on, but I haven't actually... Oh, there you go. See, this is why we plan and we test before. So I've set up the camera, but I haven't actually picked the watch stream part of the setting up the camera. So give me 10 seconds. I've just got to pop it out on Discord. That's it. There it is. Look at that. So hopefully that will be good. Anyway, someone's saying hello. Hey, PT. So we're just waiting here. Looks like it's C50 to 48. So they're waiting for 2 players on the far team. Can't be too far away from kicking off here. About 4 minutes, I reckon. We will get rid of that header bar just quickly. Wait for it. Turn it off so you can see that. We'll probably turn that point of view off as well. There we go. And they're the teams at the moment. So check your favourite players out there while we're waiting here. Plenty of them. Who's this guy? So he's got a 7. He's got a alien. He's got a hangman. That's how I'm trying to read Mandarin. Yeah, so a lot of regular names there that I've seen before on the Chimera team. None of the far. Well, actually, I tell you, I'll go to the far team in a second and talk about that. There we go. Plenty of Chimera, as we said before. Few folks in Chimera now from other clans. They've pillaged 1 or 2 from other clans who've come across for the comp. And I don't have any problem with that. You know, good on them if you're chasing comp play, I say. All right, so on the far team, I'm pretty sure I've seen Shine before, that name before. Django, perhaps, or don't know about that one. Oh, and we, just like that, we have kicked. Didn't even see a timer. Okay, cool. Well, ladies and gents, it's game on. Happy days, I say. Let's see what happens here. So we'll get ourselves into our squads. If the main screen will come up for me. Here we go. We'll just check for Cooler's Squad there once he gets it set up. There he is. Option Squad, I think it was. Yes. All right. So I'll set my dude up. Pop myself down here in the corner. And that's good. Now I've got to find this other guy on the other team. And you'll have to forgive me here. I'll just actually get this set away. We'll have a look at that and get the map up while I get myself sorted here. It takes a moment to get sorted, and it's group pillbox. This is excellent. I didn't want another center bridge fight, and game's delivered. So it's group pillbox. I love fighting this area. I think this whole side of the map's excellent. But let's have a look at the map there, and we'll have a bit of a talk about that in a second. As I just sort out, it's Mike's squad I'm trying to join. There he is there. And I'm going to keep a rifleman. I'm going to set myself up in that corner. There we go. So it's group pillbox. And interestingly, both of the next points, Doof Bridge and Madeline Bridge, are both on the centre road. So that means something, folks. That means quite a bit, actually. It means that the teams will have to fight over the centre road for the entire time, no matter what, to be able to cover, you know, that defensive line coming back. Because they have to hold that, of course. Otherwise, they're in a world of trouble. I've got that other screen up and running now. I'm just running it up to group pillbox, and I'm going to put it right over the point. We will do the 2-map thing in a second. Just give me a moment while I get these cameras set up. It does take time. I will not apologize for that. It just is the way it is. Okay, let's do the 2-map thing. This is the other thing that I love doing this runner on. 2 maps. So boom, boom. There we go, folks. And we can talk about what's going on now between the two teams. So let's have a look here, first of all, at the Chimera team. We've got a handful of guys in that truck there, plus a recon, or light tank rather. Another truckload of trouble down there. Okay, so they're pushing a big force straight up towards Groot. They've got a little bit of dodgy movement they have to do around this river area here, whatever that canal is. Got a bit of force going up the main road there. Probably about 10 in that truck, plus medium tank. A couple of supply trucks going up there. There's the artillery guy, Cooler. He's on that. Recon tank solo at the moment out here. Usually they've got people in it, but they don't this time, so that's interesting. Ones and twos out here. There you go, because the recon tank over here is actually full of those people that I was just talking about. So Jam's an attacking squad player. We always see him on the attack, and look, that's where he is right now. So he's going to be flanking around, probably pushing up through this area here, coming into Douve Bridge from the back, from this line and up this line as well. I love doing that on this map. Over here, we've got on the far team, well, look, there's a whole truckload of trouble there coming in, if I can stop on it, and there's a light tank as well. The Luke's there. Another truck. So they're putting 2 down straight towards Groot, so they're going to have extra numbers on the point straight up. Couple in the middle here, but only half a truck on that centre road. So they're not putting as much effort into the centre road as Chimera. Interesting here, though, folks. Look at that. They've got a recon tank out the side, but nothing else. Nothing else. So I will be certainly interested to see where this plays out. And we're going to watch this for about 10, 20 seconds here and just see where they're actually going on both sides. And then we're going to get across to the main screen. Let's put the guest point of view back on. You can hear the artillery coming in now. I do want to try and capture some of that bridge stuff that's going on. And comps live, back we go. All right. So let's see. Where are we? We're looking at trying to see what we can see early here. I can hear artillery coming in. Can hear artillery coming in from both teams. Watch what happens up here. Get that little camera up and have a look up at the far team as they try to come in. Got guys on the back of trucks, so they know that little meta. Chimera, you can hear the rocket. Look at the rockets going in. Look at those rockets. Let's see what they do. Did they hit anything? Pre-position, not too bad. A little bit off the mark, though, unfortunately for them. So early shots going in. Here's the artillery starting to land on the point now. No trucks in there at the moment. Groot's just been picked up by proxy. Here comes the first tank over the bridge there. That's the Stuart, of course. Oh, put the header back on. Put the header back on, they say. There we go. So it's 2s at the moment. Truck going right in the point. That truck's been hit. That truck has been hit. It's smoking. So that must have been a near miss. Nice shots from Chimera. Blau Luke is sitting on the back of the truck there. See what he can do. Nico Chian is coming in now, and then I can't pronounce anything else that's coming out. Smoke King, there you go. Group pillbox. Boom. First artillery strikes coming in from Chimera now. Here's a Luke shooting in towards that truck and the tank as well. Now that Stuart's taken some hits. That Sheng guy is just taking a few hits as well. We're going to get over to the point right now and watch what's actually happening on the point itself. We'll get in nice and tight on the point, top right corner. Lots of smash going on there. Remember that top right corner, the blue 4 is actually going to be the far team, of course. We'll back away a little bit here because there was some infantry over here underneath us somewhere. There it is. Look at this going on here right now. Top right corner, you can see that tank smashing in. We'll get in nice and tight on it. First supply drops are starting to come in too. Rockets going everywhere. It's going back into fast favour. They do have the extra numbers here. Just remember that. They do have the extra numbers here at the moment. Rockets going in to try and hit whatever they can. That's a miss. That's a solid miss. They're pushing the water side with a tank destroyer by the look of that. It's interesting out here. If we just take a quick look down at that water play. Lots of open. That Luke's is just hammering everything in there right now. Not a good time to be that Stuart, I reckon. It's hurting pretty hard. But the thing is, the Luke's takes quite a bit to kill a Stuart. There it goes finally. He's finally popped, but Prowse has been taken out in the process. Let's check the middle to see what's going on. While that's getting going there, look at this Chimera push right through the middle. They're already all over Douve, and I reckon they've actually picked up whatever force Far sent in. Far in a lot of trouble here on this point right now because Chimera are pretty much dominating all the way up to the river. You can see something just drove into the water down there, I'm pretty sure. From the far team as it was trying to dodge something, I guess. I'm not sure. That's an interesting rocket from Obi. Didn't manage to hit anything. Chimera, though, great first play here. Look at that. Just right on Douve Bridge. Far just didn't send enough people in there. They sent too many up. That's a great rocket from Obi. He got his mark that time. Having said that, though, Far have got plenty in the centre still contesting that point with Chimera. Chimera have got to try and sweep around the back here. And g'day, stream. You've just gone live 30 minutes ago. So welcome in, of course. Now, there's that Far team that got wiped out on the way in. I reckon that was some pre-position stuff, which I didn't capture. But it's now been picked up. We're still watching in the top right corner the fight for the point itself. Chimera just starting to get numbers on now as they realise they probably have to throw a few more people at it. We come around the back here and we have a bit of a look at it. Look at that, Watchman's right in now. There's the 75 though. It's right in the point now. It's taken rockets up the bum. Oh, that was a miss by Jaeger. He'd be pissed about that. Blair Luke is coming around as well. That Luke's is going to be in a bit of trouble here if it's not careful because that 75's pushing hard. The Panzer IV must be out central. Over near Madeline Bridge, the Panzer IV is sitting. Here, there's rounds coming in across there. Look at that tracer fire coming into the group pillbox. You can see it coming in from the 1 o'clock position on the screen. So that 75 has to watch itself there or otherwise it will die. Actually, did that Luke's die? The Luke's died, I think, as well. They've got 2 Stewarts in there. And one died, and the Luke's died as well. Okay, so it was a bit of a trade there. Shaz is throwing up a bit of a recon to see what's happening. You can see that Chimera are not worried about this outside area here. Far is sending a lot of people out here, but that's not where the fight is, folks. Fight's over here in the point, and Chimera are up and on it. That tank is helping out those Far guys at the back there. I'll just whip across here to where this 75 is, though. Oh, sorry, where the 75. Panzer IV is. Somewhere, there he is, right there. So Panzer IV sitting on a garrison. Lovely, lovely campy spot this. Get down and have a look at him from ground level. And you can see, he can see pretty well. It's pretty dodgy at range. Thanks, old P-Dot just jumped out. That's excellent. And Groot now starting to fall to Chimera. Mister way outside there on the right flank. He'd be looking to get that flank garrison in and push up north of Doof. But Far have realised they're probably going to lose that next point. But they do not want to lose this one. And now they're starting to throw some numbers at it. Big, big play here from Chimera, taking that early initiative on that point, and it's actually working out for them. It is actually working out for them. They're sort of controlling the bridge, sort of. Let's just say sort of. Kanashi's actually now into the point. Now Django's pulled out and killed off old mate there on the side there. Kanashi's going to try and push through. He's a pretty good player, Kanashi. He'll tell you. But he is a pretty good player. He's a hell of a lot better than I am at this game. But here he goes against GDAQ, and he's been picked off there. So he's been called out by the streamer, and he's come up slightly short, as they tend to do when the streamer calls him out. Far still holding its own here over in the middle. Over on the side, rather, at Group Pillbox. I'm actually quite impressed. It is a big sector cap sort of thing going on here. You can see the Chimera team are really pincering it off now. But they've had to work hard for this. Far have done pretty damn well. For a brand new team to competition play. Demo Biz, thank you very much for the sub, mate. I do appreciate that. And shit. I have got ads on, ladies and gents. I just remembered I did not turn those off. So while we're just waiting and watching what's going on there, I'm just going to quickly rip across and turn my ads off so they don't appear in the stream. I do apologise. It's something that I forgot to do. 3, 2, 1. Ads go away, please. Come on. There we go. Ads gone. There. Now, done. Sorted. Let's get back in there and have a look here. What's going on? Chimera still pushing on Group Pillbox. They've almost capped it out now. They've just picked up Gadarian. Very good player, Gadarian. Long player in this game. He's been around forever, and he's also a streamer. I haven't really watched any of his stuff, but I know that they say good. I know I have. I have watched Gadarian stuff. I tell a lie. And I do enjoy his style. So lovely to see him out and about again. I haven't seen him for ages, actually. Who was that just died? I reckon that was a Stewart around the back here, wasn't it? There's a little Stewart lurking. Yes, there was, and that's now a burnt out wreck. The 75 still here. No, it's gone as well. Oh, Chimera just dominating that area now. So this is going to be a cap to them on this point, and it's going to be 3-2 nice and early to Chimera. Well, not actually nice and early. It's 11 in at the moment, and yeah, Chimera had to work hard for that. We've got to quickly change the setting here, folks. Where are the bodies? Where are the bodies? Dead bodies despawn delay. We're going to take that down to 1 minute because I believe it has an impact on this map for me. I learnt that last night a little bit. Here's Chimera now finishing off the fight as it goes on here on Group Pillbox. We'll give them the 3-2 in a second. Hidden in Shadows now up forward. This force that was out here from Far is gone. Hidden in Shadows just got told that artillery's falling there and he's worn it to the face. and every other part of his body as well. So that's the end of old Hidden in Shadows. Far now got a bit of work to do here. They need to hold this area, specifically here. They can't afford to lose this bridge area here, and they are throwing some bodies in it. There's their garrison across there. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squad leaders pushing in. Scoreboard 3-2. Well done to Chimera. First blood after 11 minutes 20 seconds. So they just pulled 5 squad leaders in off that, 6 squad leaders in off that one garrison. So they must have quite a squad leader heavy team. Let's just take a quick look at that. How many squads have they got? Jesus. Prep, Roger, Sugar, Tear. So they're right up to T in the alphabet. You can do the maths on how many letters that is, folks. Someone knows it off by heart, I'm sure. All right, across to the middle here. This is the interesting spot where Chimera pushed pretty early. They didn't actually manage to control it, though. So well done to Fard holding it off. But if we look out here, look at this. Diesel, Tism around the back. There is a recon tank. Jam. That's the guy that I said was in that tank before. He's been pushed out of the back of that. Here's that recon sitting here. Panic and Tism now. Just doing some Overwatch stuff. They've got an anti-tanker coming out because obviously he knows about them and they don't like getting shot in the back. So they are capping now Chimera already. Airhead and Jordan Canal. Oh, okay. That's a little bit interesting. An airhead. Wait, is Jordan the next point? Oh, no, the airhead's... Where the hell's that airhead going? Oh, yeah, no, it is. It's right up there near Bloody Bend. Chimera's going for the 5-0 straight up here, folks. They are showing why they are a premier team in the seasonal. This is going to be all over, I reckon. This is a hell of a rifle stomp if it is. But, you know, Far actually held on really tight on that first point. But what they don't seem to have is an understanding of the agility that this game takes in comp. And Chimera have demonstrated that in spades with that recon moving around the side. All these guys coming up here early. They've just managed to actually dominate this area quickly enough. I mean, it still took them a bit of time here to fight it out. But they've picked that up. No one knows about that airhead over the back. I'll guarantee you that Far aren't even watching for that because they're brand new to comp scene. But this video will serve, I guess, as a learning lesson for them as they watch what's going on here with Chimera just pulling them apart quite nicely with that. Well, it is combined arms, I'm going to have to say it. So we'll get up there and we'll get that up for this airhead that's coming in now. As I said, nobody, well, maybe this guy here might actually have seen that airhead. He's pushing down towards it now. I don't know where it is specifically. But Chimera going for the 4-1 here. This will be the take. Wow, this is good play from them. Straight up first seasonal match. This is where you want to start. Come off the back of a win in the HCA there in the minors to take them through the majors. And bam, there is the airhead spawn. The whole 6, 7, 8 players there have just come straight in. And Far are in a lot of trouble here, folks. They're just off to the right of screen there. We're just going to keep this one nice and tight over the point here. A bloody bend as it is, and Chimera are just bam on it and capping already. Huge play from there. These guys are at the back here. They're going to try and stop this. I do want to actually get this camera over to the Douve River area just to see what Far do in there, if anything. But there's nobody anywhere near it. No, they've got nothing out there. Chimera just dominating this. And look at this play. Look at this play. They're right on the point right now. Yeah, it's GG's, folks. I don't expect Far are going to be able to do much from here. But learn the lessons here, Far. I say this. Learn the lessons here. You saw the agility of Chimera as they pincered around that right-hand side and hit up the back of that point, the Douve Bridge point, and capped that straight after they picked up the first point. But it took them a while to get through that Far defence. So Far have got a lot to show there in their defensive stat. That was pretty good. But unfortunately for them, they just didn't understand the agility that Chimera learnt after the first match they played last year and have demonstrated ever since. Look at this. It's an absolute chaos here for Far. They've just lost this completely. They're getting shredded on that last garrison. And GG's to Chimera. That was a pretty brutal, quick play for them. Well done to them here. And what you'd expect from a quality team like this. There is a reason. It's a knockout scenario. This is what it's all about, is working out the teams that are going to get to the finals. Far have got a chance to learn from this and get forward from there. There goes that garrison. It's gone now. We didn't even have to go back and look at the map again, did we? Yeah, they're pushing in a tank. I don't think they're going to be able to hold on here at all. There's nothing. They just don't have anyone in the circle, so it's all over. They did well in the defence, but this is what Chimera's all about here, showing that they are an A-grade team now. and just bringing it to the table and pretty much slaughtering the far gameplay. And that's GG's to Chimera. That's a 5-0, ladies and gentlemen, straight off 5-0 to Chimera. Quick play tonight, it seems. Well done to Mav and the team for that. And you're going to learn from this far. Don't feel disheartened by this at all. Chimera are one of the top teams in this competition. I think they're just below the where the top four are, and they're aware of that. I did have a little chat. I did have a little chat to one of their teammates this afternoon, and just get some update on where they want to be and where they are this year. And I'm going to read that out to you in a second as we just finish up what was a very quick battle. I didn't even know what the timer on that was. Probably about 15 minutes, I think. So that's not too bad. That's not too bad. They did that once last year too against whoever it was. I can't remember what team it was. Take a quick look at some of these numbers here as we scroll down through it. Most of the FAR team have dropped off now. That's sad to hear that they dropped off that early. Hopefully they're not disheartened. I really do hope that they stick with it. You can only improve against teams like Chimera, and Chimera haven't got a lot of room to maneuver going upwards here. Every other team now is hunting teams like Chimera in these competitions. Everybody else has got plenty of room to maneuver and improve, whereas teams like Chimera, what the hell is that, they're at the top of their game pretty much, but they don't have much room to improve. They really don't. So, underdogs are always in with the chance. We'll just quickly wait for this to finish up. As I said, having a look at stuff. And 1 second it is, and we'll go back over to... Oh, I haven't put my little thing up here. Hang on. Just get that camera back up into the right spot. Hopefully get it done quickly. Yeah. I had to... There we go. Get ourselves across to the warm-up screen. Camera in the right spot still. Wait for it. Or it's a bit dodged, but that'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. All right. Commiserations to FAR there. Top job from Chimera. I was going to look something up, wasn't I? Damn it. What was I going to do? Oh, yeah, I was going to just quickly let you know what Chimera we're looking at this season. So, the key players there, as I said, their strengths are their ping, generally, because they have a ping challenge sometimes. And the weakness is the time zone. The strength is the ping because they got good ping tonight, but the weakness is the time zones. The time zone differences causes a bit of problem for the Chimera to get the team they want together sometimes. Big Shoot is a butter dog, Entice, Diesel Shaz, Powerfish, Panic, Jinx when he feels like it. Probably others are forgetting. Yep, absolutely. There's a few others in there, starting with M. Kanashi as well. They hope to achieve solidify their standing in the top 8 of Hell Atlas teams. I think they've done that tonight in that demonstration. And the top 3-4 are pretty surmountable at the moment, so they'd like to sit in the bracket just below them. All right, I'm going to call it quits there because I'm not going to stream all night and rattle on. We know now, as I said before, that Chimera just did really well in that piece. Let's have a look at what that means for the bracket. Here's the bracket B, as I said. Chimera now pull into play against either ESPT or FOC. I think they're going to find those a little bit more challenging. We'll see. We'll see what happens there, and hopefully I'll get to stream that one. Apart from that, folks, if there's a raid on in 30 minutes' time when this stream's done, we'll do the raid. But otherwise, thanks very much for watching what was a quick but pretty impressive battle from Chimera. Good luck for the rest of your weekend. I hope you enjoy yourself, and I'll catch you next time. Goodbye for now.